He will edit. He will start by editing. He will take the dishes that he finds acceptable and get rid of the real turkeys that are on that menu.
Do the lobster in here and a little bit of caviar on top, and they'll pour the hot soup in at the table.
You have to be able to create a team, pull together a group of people that, one, know how to cook, two, understand what it is you want, and three, are able to make that happen.
Everybody taste, please, so that we know what the standard is. So this is our benchmark, okay?
You think about all the famous chefs, Ducasse or Robuchon, Thomas Keller, none of those famous people could do Tavern on the Green. It has to be an American. It has to be somebody who's schooled in the old ways but not stuck in them. It has to be somebody who will command great respect, and who else has that all together, plus the ability to do volume and to put on a show? Jeremiah.
Whether or not the owners want that influence from him beyond the kitchen, that relationship needs to be calibrated, you know, at every restaurant where the chef is not also the owner.
Why are these limes so nasty? Dump them. Horrible. That's unacceptable, guys. You can't.
No, of course, absolutely.
You know what I'd tell the kitchen is, how much would you want to pay for that?
I wouldn't pay for that.
Would you put it in your mouth? Would you put it in your drink?
No.
We're asking people to pay for it, so. But anyway, you know.
When Jeremiah opened Stars, it was his baby. That being said, he's not the owner, but I think he is someone who definitely has ideas about what a restaurant should be, how the phone should be answered, how many flowers should be in the dining room, how the waiters should address their customers.
You know, we have to put cocktail napkins down. When I said that the other day, the dining room manager said to me, well, we'll bring it up at the next ops meeting. So the ops meeting was 5 days in advance. Then they'd have the meeting. Then it would take a couple of days to memo it out and everything. I mean, we're going 10 days to use the fucking cocktail napkins? No. No. I said, do you have cocktail napkins? Yeah, we have them. Get me the goddamn cocktail napkins on the table. Tavern needs that kind of power in it.
He's a control freak, as all the great chefs are. He can't stand in that dining room and look across the dining room and see some waiter with a dirty jacket. That's gonna hurt him. He's gonna go home unsatisfied. He'll be eating at him all day.
We definitely were a little bit concerned about, can you work for two 50-year-olds not from New York who, you know, are sort of the underdog in this whole thing? Because if you can't, then that wouldn't work. As long as, you know, we all know the boundaries of who's doing what. And Jeremiah has carte blanche in the kitchen. He is our executive chef. And I think Jeremiah understands that ultimately David and I have carte blanche in the rest of the restaurant.
A light gray outside, a damp, watery light. It is the opposite of willpower. How pasty the day is. The horror of mediocrity. Anything better than falling into an abyss of slop. Running a restaurant is difficult enough without people getting in your way.
Jeremiah's partner at Stars was Doyle Moon. He had a bit of a hostile streak in him, I think.
The guy was a son of a bitch. I'm sorry. He just was. Cowboy. Tough. Too rich. And he didn't respect Jeremiah. He was jealous of Jeremiah's intelligence.
He was the guy who built the restaurant. I don't know where he got the money, and then sat in the back and threw his 2 cents out constantly. Jeremiah hated that.
At some point in time, someone must have talked sense into them about this isn't doing anyone any good. Lawsuits are flying around everywhere. And finally, they agreed they would do basically an auction. Jeremiah won. He out-poker-handed him. So he had Stars all to himself with a very big, large loan to pay off.
That side, the monomaniacal side of trying to achieve something, a goal, a vision that he had, began to make enemies out of people who had admired him and been attracted by his charisma. I think it's an egoism that is the egoism of an artist. An artist has a vision, and nothing is more important than that.
Has been a great leader. Everyone's been so excited about this new menu. So it's really exciting to see it come to fruition and then also to read a good review for it.
It's from the Daily News. It's a drastic improvement. It's nice to see. It looks like things are turning around.
What was the worst food in New York, according to the same reviewers, just got 3 stars, and they said it would be 4 stars if the waiters hadn't been inept. A blend of American bigness, New York authenticity, retro romance, and just a little fantasy to suit the still magical surroundings. Well, if I could write, I would have written that myself. This is just great. Fantastic. And thank you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Vera.
Very much.
Glad you're turning
It's a
it
pleasure.
around. We weren't here before, so.
Right.
Thank you.
The beast, the religion of any restaurant is consistency. The food has to be the same every single time. It has to be as good. That requires eternal vigilance, meaning the ability to stand in that incredibly busy kitchen with hundreds of meals going out all around you, and you're aware of every plate. You're looking at eyes in the back of your head. I detect a lamb chop that's not right. Tavern on the Green, we're talking thousands of meals. It's impossible to make great food when you're doing those kinds of numbers. It's a chef killer.
You're burning that. You think you're going to use that? What's it for?
This is for the telefish pickup. Is there anything from this that I can salvage?
No, you've burned it. I told you to keep your own, you've burned it.
Well, you know, when you run such a big restaurant, you need a lot of people to do their job just right.
How could he be on that station and have no clue what he's doing?
I don't know.
Chef de cuisine actually let him crash and burn, meaning he was put on a station, not shown how to do it, didn't know what he was doing. And that's inexcusable. You're actually working against us all because I think you're working against me, and that includes everybody.
I would go in, fire the entire top level. You know, anybody who's not a loyalist is out. I can't be listening to reasons why it didn't happen all day, especially in a place that size, where you're just hemorrhaging.
Bad morning.
Bad morning? Why, what's up?
Lots of things.